In the vast, frozen expanse of Gakona, Alaska, a strange forest of antennas rises from the Earth. This is the High-Frequency Active Auroral Research Program, known to the world simply as HAARP. Officially, it is a scientific endeavor, a tool to study the ionosphere, that electrically charged layer of our upper atmosphere. The stated goal was to understand this mysterious region to improve communication and surveillance technologies for both civilian and military purposes. Scientists hope to learn how to mitigate the disruptive effects of the ionosphere on GPS signals and radio waves. The project was a joint venture, managed by the US Air Force and the Navy, which only deepened public curiosity. Construction began in 1993, a quiet start for a facility that would soon roar with controversy. The heart of HAARP is its ionospheric research instrument, or IRI, a powerful high-frequency radio transmitter. This instrument is designed to temporarily excite a small, controlled area of the ionosphere. By observing the effects of this focused energy, researchers believed they could unlock secrets of atmospheric physics. But from the very beginning, a shadow of suspicion clung to the project. Whispers turned into theories, and theories into elaborate narratives of secret power and control. The most persistent and sensational of these theories is that HAARP is a weather control weapon. Proponents of this idea claim the facility can steer hurricanes, trigger earthquakes, and cause devastating floods. They imagine the focused energy of the IRI as a trigger, a butterfly's wing beat capable of creating a tempest. Major natural disasters are often followed by a surge in online searches connecting them to the Alaskan facility. The 2010 Haiti earthquake was famously and baselessly blamed on HAARP by Venezuelan President Hugo Chavez Blanton. Scientists, however, are quick to dismiss these claims as pure fantasy. They explain that the energy HAARP directs into the ionosphere is minuscule compared to the sun's constant bombardment. The ionosphere, they insist, is many layers above the troposphere, where weather actually occurs. To influence a hurricane would require energy outputs that dwarf the capabilities of the facility by many orders of magnitude. Yet, the theory persists, fueled by a deep-seated distrust of secretive government projects. Another chilling conspiracy theory suggests that HAARP is a tool for mass mind control. This narrative claims that the low-frequency waves emitted by the facility can influence human thought and emotion. Believers speak of the ability to induce passivity, fear, or even control actions on a massive scale. The science of such a feat is non-existent, but the idea taps into primal fears of manipulation. It is a concept straight from the pages of dystopian fiction, brought to life in the minds of conspiracy theorists. The facility's remote location in Alaska only adds to its mystique and the plausibility of such secret operations. Far from prying eyes, who knows what experiments could truly be underway? The narrative of HAARP as a weapon extends beyond weather and mind control. Some have claimed it is a death ray capable of destroying aircraft or missiles. This idea positions HAARP as the ultimate strategic defense weapon, a silent guardian or a terrifying threat. The military's initial involvement is often cited as irrefutable proof of its martial purpose. Why would the Air Force and Navy be involved in simple atmospheric science? They ask. The official answer, improving communications, is seen as a flimsy cover story. To the conspiracist, every denial is merely another layer of the deception. Every scientific explanation is dismissed as disinformation designed to placate the public. The controversy reached such a peak that the European Parliament held hearings on the program. Concerns were raised about its potential for environmental modification and its use as a weapon. In 2014, the Air Force announced it would be shutting down the HAARP facility. For a moment, It seemed the story of the mysterious antenna farm was over. But this was not the end. In 2015, control of the facility was transferred to the University of Alaska Fairbanks. The program was rebranded as a scientific instrument for academic research, open to proposals from scientists worldwide. The university even hosts open houses, allowing the public to tour the once secretive site. This move toward transparency was intended to quell the rampant conspiracy theories. However, for the true believers, this was just another strategic maneuver. They argue the public tours only show a sanitized version of the facility's true capabilities. The real work, they claim, continues in secret, hidden from the carefully managed tours. The conspiracy of HAARP is a testament to the power of narrative. It shows how a lack of information, combined with fear, can create a story more compelling than the truth. The science of ionospheric heating is complex and inaccessible to most people. In contrast, the idea of a secret weapon that controls the weather is simple, terrifying, and strangely seductive. HAARP has become a modern myth, a piece of technological folklore. It represents the anxieties of an age where technology's power seems limitless and its motives unclear. The forest of antennas in Gakona continues to stand, pointing silently toward the sky. It continues to heat small patches of the ionosphere, conducting its quiet research. And it continues to fuel the imaginations of those who look toward Alaska and see not science, but a conspiracy. The program's initial secrecy created a vacuum that speculation rushed to fill. Early critics, like physicist Dr. Rosalie Bertel, warned of its potential dangers back in the 1990s. She framed the project in terms of military ambition, not scientific curiosity. Her words gave an early voice to the anxieties that would later coalesce into full-blown theories. The visual of the antenna array itself is undeniably imposing. It looks like something from a science fiction film, a device of immense and unknown power. This aesthetic quality alone is enough to make many people suspicious. Human psychology prefers simple narratives over complex, technical explanations. Secret weapon is a much easier concept to grasp than ionospheric research instrument. The internet became the perfect incubator for these burgeoning conspiracy theories. On forums and early social media, anecdotes and evidence could be shared instantaneously. A storm in one part of the world could be linked to a HAARP test within minutes. This created a powerful, self-reinforcing cycle of belief. Each new event was seen through the lens of the conspiracy, further proving its validity. The official silence from the military during the early years was deafening. This lack of communication was interpreted not as standard procedure, but as concealment. The narrative of a government hiding its true intentions is a powerful and recurring theme in modern history. HAARP fit perfectly into this pre-existing template of distrust. Even the name, High Frequency Active Auroral Research Program, sounds vaguely ominous. The term active suggests an aggressive intervention rather than passive observation. The reality is that the facility operates on a budget that is surprisingly modest for a superweapon. Its power consumption, while significant, is comparable to that of a large radio station. These mundane facts, however, rarely make it into the sensationalist narratives. The story of a world-controlling machine is simply more interesting. The transfer to the University of Alaska Fairbanks was a critical turning point. It signaled a shift from a classified military asset to an open scientific resource. Scientists can now submit research proposals to use the facility's capabilities. This has led to new studies on the ionosphere that were previously impossible. The data from HAARP is now more accessible to the global scientific community. This openness directly contradicts the narrative of a secret, ongoing conspiracy. But cognitive dissonance is a powerful force for those heavily invested in the conspiracy. New facts are reinterpreted to fit the existing belief. The university's involvement is seen as a more sophisticated form of public relations. The open house is a clever deception, a Potemkin village for the curious public. The core belief in a secret, powerful cabal remains unshaken by the facility's change in management. The HAARP story is not just about one facility in Alaska. It is about humanity's relationship with technology and the unknown. It reflects a fear that we have created tools whose power we can no longer comprehend or control. The antennas are a physical manifestation of this deep-seated modern anxiety. The program's history is a case study in public perception. It demonstrates how official narratives can be subverted by more compelling, if less factual, stories. The power of HAARP, in the end, may not be in its radio waves. Its true power lies in its ability to capture the human imagination. It has become a symbol, a blank screen onto which we project our fears. Fears of government overreach are projected onto its metallic structures. Fears of natural disasters being man-made find a home in its stated purpose. Fears of losing our own free will are echoed in the hum of its transmitters. The facility was designed to study the aurora borealis. It is ironic that it has created a mythology almost as vivid. The scientific data it produces is precise, mathematical, and dry. The stories it inspires are emotional, dramatic, and full of life. This contrast highlights the two worlds HAARP inhabits, the real and the imagined. In the real world, it is a tool for scientists in parkas. In the imagined world, it is a weapon for shadowy figures in dark rooms. The truth of HAARP is likely far more mundane than any of the theories suggest. It is a piece of scientific equipment, powerful but limited in its scope. It is not a weather machine, a mind control device, or a death ray. But the conspiracy is a story that refuses to die. It is too compelling, too neat, and too satisfying an explanation for a chaotic world. It provides a clear enemy where often there is none. It offers a sense of control and understanding, even if it is illusory. So the antennas at Gakona will continue to stand. They will continue to send their radio pulses into the high atmosphere. And they will continue to be a screen upon which a fascinating and enduring conspiracy is projected. The legacy of the program is now twofold. There is the scientific legacy, written in academic papers. And there is the cultural legacy, written in the annals of conspiracy lore. One is a story of research and discovery. The other is a story of fear and suspicion. Both are now inseparable from the name HAARP.